Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Sisu Road to Revenge. Before we start, sorry for the weird mouth movements and not all of the best articulating, but I had my wisdom teeth removed yesterday, at least one of them, the one over here, and I'm hurting. I am under the painkillers and I can't really talk that well, but hey, here we are. Alright, so Sisu Road to Revenge, the sequel to not finished movie Sisu, which was about a man that killed around 300 Soviets a few years ago because he wanted revenge for something. In the first film, it was a very simple story about the man finding some gold and some Nazis trying to take that gold away, and he killed all of those Nazis, which was a phenomenal film. I really loved it. It wasn't as great as I anticipated and hoped that film would be, but it was still very, very good. It was still a very solid 8 out of 10. The only thing I really had with that film that I really didn't like was how much the man could survive. Like, the man is not a superhero, the man is not very special at anything, he can just kill really well, and he is extremely durable, but he survived some crazy shit in that film. So for this sequel, I was already scared because, of course, for a sequel you go bigger, bolder, and better, and this film definitely got bigger, bolder, a lot more bloodier, but not necessarily better. And one thing I actually did like more than I liked in the first Sisu was that the man is as durable as he was in the first film, but at least in this one it feels like, okay, it's kind of logical for him to survive all of this. This is survivable. Like, there were things happening in the first Sisu that were just not logical anymore at some point. In this film, they are going bigger and bolder, so a lot more big giant things are happening, but it feels like, okay, you might be able to survive something like that, so I can take this, I can own this, I can see, like, yeah, I believe this might happen in your weird twisted version of this 1946 storyline. And yeah, I definitely liked that part better than I did the first time around. The other side of the story, though, is that I don't know why, but it had less of an impact than the first, I want to say the first season, but the first movie did. Like, in the first movie, there were a lot of things happening and it all felt very new. It felt like some kind of finished version of John Wick rolled in together with action heroes, and in this film it feels like it is doing all of that over again, and it feels more personal because the story is more personal this time. It's really a revenge story for some kind, and for some reason the action that they had in this film wasn't as riveting as it was that first time around. They had bigger set pieces, but the editing and the way they were paced, it felt a little bit slower, making sure that these weren't as vibrant and electric as they were the first time around, making sure that it felt like it took a longer time to get there, and maybe even too long. Like, there is this thing in the end, the fight, and even though the film is still only 8 to 9 minutes long, it still felt like they could have cut some of that to make the pacing more tight of it. So I kind of wanted more electric vibes from this film, and more electrifying story beats and more electrifying things happening. I wanted to be pumped a little bit harder by this film. It's not a film you watch for the story, and the story is definitely an improvement on that first one, but it's a film you watch for the action. It's a film to be as cool as possible, and I feel like this film still is really, really cool, and this franchise is just awesome to see, especially because of these runtimes that are fairly short, extremely short actually. But still, this sequel kind of downgraded a little bit from that first film to make your set pieces bigger and better and bigger and mostly bloodier, because the blood is all over the place. But because of that, it didn't nail it home as hard as I hoped it would. It didn't improve on that first film. There are still some things happening that I think were kind of unbelievable, especially the last thing that happens and the last death that occurs in the film. absolutely loved that one, by the way. I thought that was genius. I thought it was the most unbelievable thing to ever happen in this film or in this franchise, but still, I can take it. I thought that was a pretty awesome thing to happen. Stephen Lang is in this film. Like, he has a pretty damn big role. He's like the villain of the film. It is nice to see that he is playing the villain twice in a month, and twice in a row, with this film and Avatar Fire and Ash releasing on the 17th of December, which was pretty fun in my opinion. But I do think that in this film, he is kind of wasted. I didn't feel anything for him. I wasn't vibing with him. He was just a means to get to an end, and it did not feel like anything special, especially for a big guy like Stephen Lang. I kind of hoped that he would leave more of an impact than he did, but it kind of felt like he could have been out of the movie and there wouldn't have been as big of a change, apart from the fact that it wouldn't have been as personal as it now was. In the end, I still deeply, deeply enjoyed Sisu Road to Revenge. It's just not as great and not as good as that first Sisu was. Maybe it's just because the first time we saw it, it felt like it was new and unique, and this time it did not have that regard. Still, I really, really enjoyed this one, and I think this is definitely worth 3.5 stars. What did you think of Sisu Road to Revenge? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.